Hi everyone, Dawn Phoenix here. I'm a transformational healer and a moderator on the Conscious Leadership Network. And if you'd like to know more about the awesome people who are part of and make up the Conscious Leadership Network, there's a link down below. We are change makers, way showers, paradigm breakers, awesome forward-thinking, conscious leaders of the world we want to create and that we are creating. You can also find me there in the Conscious Leadership Network in my tribe called Spiritual Kindergarten. And that is for people who are maybe on their spiritual journey or have just started and they're maybe feeling a little isolated or have some questions about changes that are going on. It's really about supporting us as we go through the changes in our lives, as we go down our spiritual path, where sometimes the other people in our lives, our friends and family, may not be understanding what's going on with us. So it's a community where we get together and support each other. And every week I give a free dolphin energy healing session for my tribe. So that's a little bit about those things. And the links for that to join the tribe and the Conscious Leadership Network, each of those links is down below. I also have links to sessions with me, dolphin energy healing sessions and hypnotherapy sessions and channeled message sessions, which is exactly what we're gonna hear today. So those links are also down below if you want to schedule sessions with me. So today's a little bit different than what I usually do. I usually have not the Pleiadians. That would be cool though. Maybe someday I will. The Arcturians or the dolphins. They kind of jump in and give us their 2 cents on things. And this month is July, and we are focusing on the theme of compassion. And the reason that today's a little bit different is because when I went into my kitchen this morning after I woke up and opened the blinds, there was a beautiful little dragonfly, maybe about that long, just perched on the screen. And it's been there all morning. And so I quick ran to my phone and looked up, spiritual animal dragonfly and see what that means. And all kinds of things come up, different kinds of themes, transformation, change, because they change direction so fast through the air. And there's all different kinds of themes that came up. But two of the things actually that really stuck with me was that they said, when Dragonfly visits you, it's significant because their lives are so short. And this one's been on my screen all morning for hours now. And the second thing that I read was that usual with animals when they visit, especially animals like dragonflies or butterflies, hummingbirds, they have a message for you. So I tuned in and just asked what the dragonfly had to say, what the message was. And it gave me a personal message for myself, which was beautiful. And then I went about my morning and came back and it was still there. And I said, do you have anything else you wanted to share? And I looked at it more closely and I really spent time looking at its body and its wings because, its belly was toward me and it looked like its wings were curling up around it. Like they were drying out and curling like things do when they dry. And I wondered, did this dragonfly perch itself on my screen to transition out of this life? Oftentimes that happens with me. It happened with a praying mantis years ago. So I tuned in and it did have a message beyond what it had given me as my personal message. So I'm going to let it share its message with everybody here. And I'll just see what it has to say. The gist of it that I got was compassion as our default setting. So let's see what our sweet little dragonfly friend has to say today. Hello, friends. Hello, everyone. Everyone here. Everyone watching and listening and giving your attention to this very special time right now. I would so like to thank you. I am so grateful for your presence here, everyone. I am tired. I am tired and I am resting on this screen because it is safe from the birds who fly around, and there are many in this area. And they tend usually to stay on the ground to pick at insects on the ground. So I thought this might be a safe little place to hide out. However, I am tired because I am dying, and I wanted to deliver this message before either a predator got to me or my own natural time came. The way I go doesn't matter to me. That's not what life is all about. What mattered to me was delivering this message before I went. And so, yes, my wings are drying up, but I am happy now. I am happy to be in this energy of this apartment where so many beautiful souls live, and there aren't so many souls here. It's a small building, but the light that shines forth, there is so much light here from this particular unit, and all of them in their own various ways. And I wanted to focus on this one individual here who lives in this unit. For I knew as I crossed that this would be a safe and welcome place to do so. The energy here is very compassionate and very supportive for transitions and transformations. And so I did not know if the one who lives here would see me, but I hoped that she would, and she did. And so, yes, I did have a message for her, but I also want to take the opportunity to share this message with you. There are many ways we can respond to the world in front of us. And because we live in a free will universe, those ways are unlimited, and all is acceptable by source, by spirit, by God. Everything is an experience. And because you have free will, you have the choice to pick and choose your experiences. Nothing holds you back other than what you have in your minds as blocks. And some people have particular, what I will refer to as default settings. Some people just are wired to respond in a certain way that is habitual for them when they see certain circumstances before them. And this individual here, the one channeling, when she perceives there is a person, an animal, an insect in distress, even if it's imagined. Her default setting is compassion. And it is wonderful to be on the receiving end of a vibration of that sort. And I just wanted to share a little bit with you how that feels to me as I lay here dying. And I know that everyone, hopefully everyone here listening, has definitely experienced others' compassion in some way, at least at one point in your lives. And I just wanted to share this wonderful little story for you to give you the opportunity to choose compassion more often when you know how it affects someone else. So, as I stated before, I am tired, but I feel this beautiful energy holding me in its grace. And by that, I could ask you to imagine a set of hands holding you as though you were a small baby, cradling your head. It feels like that. It's the energy of everything might not be okay, but you're not alone. It's the energy of whatever it is going on, it's going to be okay. And that's what it feels like. I do not fear death, for I know exactly what awaits on the other side. I know better than to fear death. But to feel compassion, to have that compassion as a gift given to me, is just the most beautiful thing I could ever hope for as I near the end of my short but sweet life. So even if you don't exactly know how to make compassion your default setting, if you just remember that it affects everything in ways that you could not even begin to imagine, just by you being in that state, you might practice it more often. And we're not saying you have to run all over the place feeling bad about everything. That's not it. This one here does not feel bad necessarily for me, for she also knows what lies on the other side of the veil when we cross over. And it is not a scary thing. It's beautiful. It's a graduation. It's exciting and wonderful. And it's going home. And she is well aware of this. But she also knows that the dying process is physically taxing, obviously, as the body loses its energy, its life force. And she feels compassion and a wanting to reach out and not make me feel like I'm not alone, be a companion. So in closing, what I would just like to ask everyone is, as you go about your day and you see people in your work space, in your families, you see what's going on in the world around you while you're driving, even if you're sitting at home and you hear a siren go by, there might be an ambulance or a fire truck, just stop for a minute and just feel that vibration of, I hope whoever's going through that, whatever it is, I hope they're not alone. And that's an easy way to put yourself in the state of mind of compassion. So I just wanted to share that little bit with you today. And thank you all so much again for being with me here and tuning in. And I know that I am not alone. So thank you so much. I am your sweet little friend, Dragonfly. All right, well, there you have it. So I had to not tear up when I think I get that she's a she, when she was talking about that, yes, she is dying and that she came here, on purpose. So it's very sweet and touching, and I feel honored. And I had a picture on my phone, but I doubt I can show it, especially over video, partially because things don't translate well from phone to computer, but also she's on the screen, and so it makes it very difficult, but I will do my best. So her head is at the top, and her tail, you can see it curling a little bit. Make sure I don't get that glare in there. Is at the bottom. So her tail is kind of curling over here on this side. Oops, over there it was kind of curling. And she kept opening and closing her antenna, and then she would put one down and one up, and one down and one up. And she sort of slid down my screen. She used to be kind of high up there, and then she kind of went sideways and slid down a bit. So she's probably just waiting there, until her time comes, and then, she'll probably fall off. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. So again, if you want cool stuff like this, you can totally join me in my spiritual kindergarten tribe on the Conscious Leadership Network with the links down below. And if you want your own channeled message, you can hit me up for that, and there's a link down below for that. So next week, I will see you guys, and we will see what comes up for compassion. Who wants to talk about that next week? Who lands on my window? All right, thanks, guys. Much love, many blessings. See you next week.